Pradeep Parasmani, right? So join me for regular motivation, for regular education, general life talks, life skills, and interesting facts, right? Thank you so much. Be happy, be successful. So, hi class, this is Pradeep sir. Welcome you once again to my YouTube channel for free education for one and all. Besides education, I have also posted some motivational videos so that you all keep motivated and enjoy studies, right? So, keep learning, keep enjoying studies with full heart, right? So today we are going to discuss a very important topic in maths, that is coordinate geometry, right? This is equally important chapter, and you all need to have a good understanding of this chapter. So let's move on to the board and learn about coordinate geometry. Thank you. So this is a second video of coordinate geometry. In the first video we discussed the distance formula, right, and had lot of examples and problems over there, right? So here today we will discuss the section formula, another important concept in coordinate geometry. Now what is section actually? Section means a part, right? So as shown here, suppose A and B are 2 points, we join them and we get a segment AB. Now P is any point on this segment AB such that AB will get divided in the ratio of m is to n internally, right? Or we can put it in another way, we have a segment AB and we have a point P such that it divides the segment AB externally in the ratio of m is to n as shown, right? Now look at this simple figure, right? We have a line segment AB and in between somewhere we are having a point P which is dividing AB in the ratio of m is to n. If the coordinates of the point A are x1, y1 and the coordinates of the point B are x2, y2, then the coordinates of this point P, which divides the segment AB in the ratio of m is to n, will be given by this formula which is known as the section formula. So the coordinates of point P are written as mx2 plus nx1 divided by m plus n. This is the x coordinate. Same way we have my2 plus ny1 divided by m plus n. This gives us the y coordinate, right? So now we are going to see how do we get this formula. A very simple derivation is there. If you all remember the similar triangles, the similarity, you will easily understand this derivation, right? So let's move on to the next slide. So we are seeing page number 3. I have drawn a small figure. You just focus on the figure and keep listening to me very coolly. You will easily understand what we are talking basically and how this derivation gets done, right? So in the figure, if you see, let O be the origin and let OX and OY be the x-axis and the y-axis respectively, right? Now let A x1 y1 and B x2 y2 be the given points and let xy be the coordinates of the point P, which is dividing AB internally in the ratio of m is to n, right? Now what we do is, we draw AL perpendicular to OX, BM perpendicular to OX, PN perpendicular to OX, And also we will draw AH and PK perpendiculars from A and P on PN and BM respectively. I hope you got it. You can figure out. If you focus on the coordinates of the points, you can easily understand that OL is equal to x1, ON is equal to x, OM is equal to x2, AL is equal to y1, PN is equal to y, BM is equal to y2. Therefore, AH is equal to LN is equal to ON minus OL, which will give us x minus x1. Correct? And also we can write PH is equal to PN minus HN, which will give us PN minus AL. That is, PH is equal to Y minus Y1. Also we will write PK is equal to NM and NM is equal to OM minus ON, which will give us x2 minus x. And BK is equal to BM minus MK. That is BM minus PN, which comes out to be y2 minus y. So you got an idea about the dimensions, how we have written them, right? Now focus on the two triangles AHP and PKB, right? Angle K is equal to angle H 90 degrees. Angle BPK is equal to angle PAH, corresponding angles, right? So by double A similarity rule, both these triangles are similar. Now we know, according to similarity, when two triangles are similar, their sides are proportional to each other, right? So we can write AP by BP is equal to AH by PK is equal to PH by BK. That is, M by N is equal to x minus x1 divided by x2 minus x, which is equal to y minus y1 divided by y2 minus y. Now what we do is, we take two terms at a time and we see what we get. So first we'll solve for x. M by n is equal to x minus x1 divided by x2 minus x. We cross multiply and we get mx2 minus mx is equal to nx minus nx1. Right? Next step we have mx plus nx is equal to mx2 plus nx1. Right? So taking x common, we get mx2 plus nx1 divided by m plus n. This gives us x. Correct? Now on the same lines, in the same style, we see that m by n is equal to y minus y1 divided by y2 minus y. On cross multiplication, it gives us my2 minus my is equal to ny minus ny1. That is, my plus ny is equal to my2 plus ny1. So we get y as my2 plus ny1 divided by m plus n. So the coordinates of point P, which is dividing AB in the ratio of m is to n, are given as mx2 plus nx1 divided by m plus n, comma, my2 plus ny1 divided by m plus n. Fine. So this was section formula. Now, important thing is and interesting thing is that if P is the midpoint of AB, then it will divide AB in the ratio of 1:1, that is the same ratio. So M and N will be equal. Then if we put M is equal to 1 and N is equal to 1 in the section formula, we get the coordinates of the midpoint of AB as x1 plus x2 divided by 2, comma y1 plus y2 divided by 2. Got it? So this is called midpoint formula. Now while doing the sums for section formula, a very important thing or a trick I'll tell you, that instead of taking the ratio as m is to n, you take the ratio as k is to 1 or lambda is to 1, right? Because if you take m is to n, then you might be needing two conditions to solve two variables. But if you take k is to 1, you might solve, in fact you will solve, you will be able to solve the question with just one condition. We will just see in the problems when we solve the questions. And you get the value of k as 3 by 4. So the ratio will be 3 by 4 is to 1. That is 3 is to 4. Fine? I hope you got it. Now I will solve two important questions. Just pay attention on the board, right? So what we have to do here is, we have to find the section point where the section ratio is given, right? So we have to find the coordinates of point P, just as we explained. The question is, find the coordinates of the point which divides the line segment joining the points 6, 3 and -4, 5 in the ratio 3:2 internally. So we will use the formula and put the respective values just as we did in the formula. mx2 plus nx1 divided by m plus n. This will give the x coordinate, and my2 plus ny1 divided by m plus n. This will give the y coordinate, and here we are given m is equal to 3, n is equal to 2 and the points are respectively given. So we find that x is equal to 0 and y is equal to 21 by 5. Therefore, the coordinates of the point P are 0, 21 by 5. Okay. Let us see the next question. Very interesting one and very important also. The question is, find the coordinate of the points which trisects the line segment joining 1, -2 and -3, 4. So one very important thing I would like to tell you, that whenever you have questions, you always try to make a figure. So here in case of coordinate geometry, just as you saw in the slide 2, right? A very simple diagram is there, very simple figure is there, right? So always for most of the questions, try to make a simple figure so that you can understand the question well, right? So proceeding on those lines, let us see how we solve this question. Let A 1, -2 and B -3, 4 be the given points, and let the points of trisection be P and Q. Trisection means that these 2 points will divide AB into 3 equal parts. That is, AP is equal to PQ is equal to QB is equal to lambda. You can say K also, any constant you can take. So as per the figure, if you see, we have PB is equal to PQ plus QB, that is twice lambda, and AQ is equal to AP plus PQ is equal to twice lambda. That is, AP is to PB will be lambda is to 2 lambda, which will give us 1 is to 2. So the ratio of AP is to PB is 1 is to 2. And also AQ is to QB will be 2 lambda is to lambda, that is 2 is to 1, which means AQ is to QB will be equal to the ratio of 2 is to 1. Now this means that P divides AB internally in the ratio 1 is to 2, while Q divides internally in the ratio of 2 is to 1. So we can easily use the section formula and find the coordinates of P and Q. We get coordinates of point P as minus 1 by 3 comma 0, and the coordinates of point Q as minus 5 by 3 comma 2, right? So these are the 2 points of trisection which will divide AB into 3 equal parts. Another way also we can solve this question. We know that Q is the midpoint of BP. So the coordinates of Q can also be obtained by using the midpoint formula after calculating the coordinates of P. I hope you got it, right? So now let us see the next type of question. Here we will try to find the ratio in which the point is given, which divides the given segment in a ratio, right? So let us see the first question. In what ratio does the x-axis divide the line segment joining the points 2, minus 3 and 5, 6? Also find the coordinates of the point of intersection, right? So as I told you, first draw a rough figure. You will get the idea how to solve the question. Then take the ratio as k is to 1, m is to 1, n is to 1, lambda is to 1, right? Instead of taking m is to n. So we get the following figure. We have the point P, we have the point Q, and we have the point R on the x-axis. Now important thing to note down here is that any point on the x-axis will have an x coordinate, but the y coordinate will be 0, right? So we can easily find the coordinates of this point R, which is lying on the x-axis, right? By using the section formula. So we get R 5 lambda plus 2 divided by lambda plus 1, 6 lambda minus 3 divided by lambda plus 1 using the section formula. I hope you got it. But the y coordinate here is 0. So we will equate 6 lambda minus 3 divided by lambda plus 1. This whole thing is equal to 0 because the y coordinate is 0 over here. And when we calculate this, we get lambda is equal to 1 by 2. Therefore, the required ratio is lambda is to 1, that is 1 by 2 is to 1, which will be written as 1 is to 2. Right? Now, if we put the value of lambda is equal to half, 1 by 2, in the coordinates of R, we will find easily and calculate that the coordinates of R are 3, 0. The next question is, in what ratio does the y-axis divide the line segment joining the point P minus 4, 5 and Q 3 comma minus 7. Also find the coordinates of the point of intersection, right? It is exactly the same question as we did just now. Here, important point to note down is that on the y-axis, if any point is there, it will have a y coordinate, but it will not have x coordinate. The x coordinate will be 0. So in this question, we will equate the x coordinate is equal to 0 and get the value of lambda, right? So we get the value of lambda as 4 by 3. So the required ratio will be 4 by 3 is to 1, that is 4 is to 3. And if we put this value of lambda is equal to 4 by 3 in the coordinates of r, we will find that the coordinates are 0 comma minus 13 by 7. Clear? The next question is a very simple one. Everything is given and we just have to apply the formula, right? In what ratio does the point C 3 by 5 comma 11 by 5 divide the line segment joining the point A 3 comma 5 and B minus 3 comma minus 2. So we have to find the ratio. So simple, just put the ratio as lambda is to 1 or m is to 1 and calculate. Either way, you will get the answer as lambda is equal to 2 by 3. So we will say that the point C divides AB in the ratio of 2 by 3 is to 1, that is 2 is to 3. Very clear? Now see the next question. Example 6 is there. If the point C minus 1 comma 2 divides internally the line segment joining A 2 comma 5 and B in the ratio 3 is to 4, then find the coordinates of B, right? So we have to find the coordinates of B as per the formula value of x2 and y2. Here we take the coordinates of B as alpha and beta, right? So we are given that AC is to BC is equal to 3 is to 4. Ratio is 3 is to 4. So the coordinates of C we will calculate as per the formula, right? Then we will equate the x part is equal to minus 1 and the y part is equal to 2 because the coordinates of C are given as minus 1 comma 2, and we will easily calculate and find that alpha is equal to minus 5 and beta is equal to minus 2. Therefore, the coordinates of B are minus 5 comma minus 2. I hope it's very clear. Let us see the next question. Determine the ratio in which the line 3x plus y minus 9 is equal to 0 will divide the line segment joining the points 1 comma 3 and 2 comma 7. So never get panicky by seeing the question. Just everything is with us. We know the formulas, we know the steps. Simply follow the steps and you will be able to get the answer very easily. So here what will we do? We are being asked about the ratio. So we will take the ratio as k is to 1, right? So suppose the line 3x plus y minus 9 is equal to 0 divides the line segment joining the point A 1 3 and B 2 7 in the ratio k is to 1, and let that point be C. So using the section formula, we will get the coordinates of the point C as 2k plus 1 divided by k plus 1, comma 7k plus 3 divided by k plus 1, right? So this is point C. Now this point C actually lies on the line, given line 3x plus y minus 9 is equal to 0, as well as it lies on the line segment AB. So we will put the value of this x coordinate and the y coordinate in the line, because the point C lies on the line 3x plus y minus 9 is equal to 0. And finally, we will get the value of k by solving it. K is equal to 3 by 4. So we get the ratio as 3 by 4 is to 1, which is 3 is to 4 internally. So we say that the line 3x plus y minus 9 is equal to 0 divides the given segment in the ratio of 3 is to 4. Very clear? Now let us see the next question. The question is, find the ratio in which the point minus 3 comma p divides the line segment joining the points minus 5 comma minus 4 minus 2 comma 3. Also find the value of p, right? So we have to find the ratio as well as one of the point is missing, that is point P. So this is how we proceed. Suppose the point P minus 3 comma P divides the line segment joining the points. The first point we label as A minus 5 comma minus 4, and the second point as B minus 2 comma 3. Now this point is dividing AB in the ratio of k is to 1. As I told earlier also, always take the ratio as k is to 1. It becomes very, very easy, right? So the coordinates of P we will be getting, but we are already given the coordinates of P as minus 3 comma P. So we will equate the x part is equal to minus 3, and we will equate the y part equal to P, right? So we will get the value of k as 2 and the value of P as 2 by 3. So value of k is equal to 2. Therefore, the ratio will be 2 is to 1. K is to 1 means 2 is to 1. And we also got the point P, that is minus 3 comma P. This P is actually 2 by 3. I hope the concept is very, very clear now. Now let us see the next one, very interesting question. The question is, we have to prove that the points minus 2 comma minus 1, 1 comma 0, 4 comma 3 and 1 comma 2 are the vertices of a parallelogram. Is it a rectangle? Now, first of all, we have to understand what is a parallelogram. I will tell you a little bit over here also. And for details, what are quadrilaterals and what are parallelograms, I have a playlist, 6th Standard Mathematics. In that, you can easily find the chapter of quadrilaterals, where I have explained it very beautifully. What are the different type of quadrilaterals and the parallelograms, right? The link you will get at the end of the video. You'll get the playlist 6th Standard Mathematics, right? So the most important criteria for a four-sided figure to be a parallelogram is that the diagonals of a parallelogram bisect each other. That means the diagonals will meet at a common point, right? and that point will be the midpoint of the diagonal. Very clear? So let the given points be A, B, C, D respectively. We will have a parallelogram ABCD. Then the coordinates of the midpoint of AC using the midpoint formula will be given as -2 plus 4 divided by 2, comma -1 plus 3 divided by 2, which gives us 1, comma 1. And also we are saying that the coordinates of the midpoint of BD are also 1, comma 1. That means AC and BD have the same midpoint. So we will say that the figure, this four-sided figure quadrilateral ABCD is actually a parallelogram. Right? Now, second part is we have to prove whether it is a rectangle or not. Now, a rectangle is a parallelogram in which the diagonals are equal. So, using the distance formula, we will find AC, which comes out to be 2 under root 3. We will also find BD, the other diagonal. The answer comes out to be 2. As the length of the diagonals is not the same, that is AC is not equal to BD, so we will say that ABCD is not a rectangle. Okay? Let us take one more question related to geometry. The question is, prove that 4, comma -1, 6, comma 0, 7, comma 2, 5, comma 1, these are the vertices of a rhombus. And also we have to confirm whether it is a square or not. So first important thing is, in such questions, always take the vertices in order, A, B, C, D, sort of, right? Then only you will be able to do them correctly. So the coordinates of the midpoint of one of the diagonal AC is calculated and we get 11 by 2, comma 1 by 2, right? And the coordinates of the midpoint of other diagonal BD is also 11 by 2 and 1 by 2. So as AC and BD are having the same midpoint, so it is a parallelogram now. Now important thing is that rectangle, square, rhombus are types of parallelograms. All the qualities, all the characteristics of a parallelogram will also be there for all these three figures: rectangle, square and rhombus. Right? So first thing we have proved that it is a parallelogram. Now what we do is we find out AB and BC, the length, using the distance formula, and we get it as root 5 and root 5. That is AB is equal to BC. So it is a parallelogram. The midpoint of the diagonals is the same, first thing. Second thing, adjacent sides are equal. So this is a parallelogram now and a rhombus. Now the next thing is we have to prove whether it is a square or not. We know that in a rhombus the diagonal lengths are unequal, and in a square the diagonals are equal, right? So we calculate the length of diagonals AC and BD over here. We find that AC is not equal to BD. So ABCD is not a square, right? Revise the question again and listen to the explanation once again, right? You will get the question very clear in your mind. Okay? Now these two other questions on this page, you will be able to do them yourself because I have clearly explained how to prove a four-sided figure to be a rectangle, to be a rhombus, to be a square, or to be a parallelogram. I hope you will do it. Just try it out, right? Here on this page, we again have two very important and interesting questions using the section formula. You will be easily able to do, right? Follow the steps very sincerely and very steadily. You will easily get the answers and the explanations also, right? Now see this question number 15 related to a circle. Okay? In a circle, an important thing to be noted down is that the center of the circle is also the center of any diameter of the circle. It is the midpoint of any of the diameter of the circle. So this question also you will be able to do. It is written that the coordinates of one end of the diameter is 4 comma minus 1 and the coordinate of the center is 1 comma minus 3. Find the coordinates of other end of the diameter. So it is just like finding the other point, value of b, x2, y2, right? So using the midpoint formula, we can easily get the answer. Let AB be the diameter of the circle having its center at C 1 comma minus 3 such that the coordinates of one end A are 4 comma minus 1 and let the coordinates of the other end B be x comma y. Now C is the midpoint of AB as I told you just now. So the coordinates of C will be given by x plus 4 by 2 and y minus 1 by 2. But the coordinates of C are already given 1 and minus 3. So we will equate x plus 4 divided by 2 is equal to 1 and y minus 1 divided by 2 is equal to minus 3. So we will get the values of x and y. So we get the coordinates of B are minus 2 comma minus 5. Okay. Now let us see yet another very important and interesting question. The question is find the length of the medians of a triangle ABC whose vertices are A 7 comma minus 3, B 5 3 and C 3 comma minus 1. Now the first important thing we should know is what is a median. Median is a segment drawn from a vertex of a triangle to bisect the opposite side. That means if we have a median AD, it will start from A and it will meet BC such that it will divide BC into two equal parts, which means that D is the midpoint of B and C. I hope you got this definition very clear. So as we are having three vertices, we will be having three medians also as shown, right? So let D, E, F be the midpoints of the sides BC, CA, AB respectively as shown. Then the coordinates of D, E and F we will calculate using the midpoint formula, right? Okay. So once we get the midpoints, we will easily be able to calculate the length of the medians using the distance formula. So we get AD is equal to 5 units, BE is equal to 5 units and CF is equal to under root of 10 units. Very simple. You can revise the question again. You'll get a better idea. Okay. If you see the next question, it is very simple, right? And one more important thing I would like to add over here is that the point in the triangle where the medians meet is known as the centroid, right? Now, very important thing to be noted here is that the centroid actually divides the median in the ratio of 2 is to 1. See this figure ABC, if we are having the median AD, the point G, that is the centroid, will divide AD in the ratio of 2 is to 1. Now, as per the definition of the median, I told you, it starts from a vertex to the midpoint of the opposite side. That means the side from where it starts, that is the vertex, that side, that part of the median will be greater, that is 2 is to 1. This ratio we have to understand, right? So be cautious and be careful, and you calculate it, you will easily get the answer whatever they are asking for, right? Let us see the next question. Here they are saying point P divides the line segment joining the points A minus 1 comma 3 and B 9 comma 8 such that AP by BP is equal to K by 1. That is, AP is to BP, the ratio is K is to 1. If P lies on the line x minus y plus 2 is equal to 0, then we have to find the value of K, right? So question is very simple. It is given that P divides the line segment joining AB in the ratio of K is to 1. So we can find the coordinates of the point P using the section formula, right? Now this point P lies on this line. So put the values of these coordinates on the line and we will easily get the value of K. So K comes out to be 2 by 3. I hope you got it. It's a very simple question. The next question number 19 is exactly the same. Just read the question and proceed on the same lines. You will get the answer, right? So I am not explaining it. Now see the last question. The question is the vertices of a triangle ABC are A 5, 5, B 1, 5 and C 9, 1. A line is drawn to intersect sides AB and AC at P and Q respectively, such that AP by AB is equal to AQ by AC is equal to 3 by 4, right? Find the length of the line segment PQ, right? So a bit tricky it appears, but question is very simple because many things are given over here. So as per the question, we are having AP by AB is equal to AQ by AC, which is equal to 3 by 4, right? So we write AP by AP plus PB, right? AB is equal to AP plus PB and AC is equal to AQ plus QC, okay? And this whole is equal to 3 by 4. So once we will equate AP by AP plus PB is equal to 3 by 4, and then on the other hand we will also calculate AQ by AQ plus QC is equal to 3 by 4, right? So from the first we are getting 4 times AP is equal to 3 times AP plus 3 times PB, and in the second part we are getting 4 times AQ is equal to 3 times AQ plus 3 times QC, right? So AP is equal to 3 times PB and AQ is equal to 3 times QC. That means AP by PB is equal to 3 by 1 and AQ by QC is 3 by 1. That means P and Q divide AB and AC respectively in the same ratio 3 is to 1. So we can easily calculate the coordinates of P and Q using the section formula, and we get the coordinates of P as 2, 5 and coordinates of Q as 8, 2. Thus, we can find the length PQ using the distance formula, which comes out to be 3√5 units. I hope it is very, very clear now, right? So this was section formula and some problems we did. Now in the next video I am telling some more applications of section formula, right? So you need to watch that also. Please do not forget to watch it, right? So thank you class. Goodbye. Love you all. Happy learning. Keep enjoying. Bye bye. Jai Bharat. Jai Hind. Vande Mataram.